this session that I want to talk about is how do leaders get into the mystic and the mystery and the charisma of leadership to be able to drive and give results to the organization. All right. So we need to understand, therefore, esoteric leadership.
Right.
Organization fulfillment of two goals. Organizations anywhere in the world have two goals, a conscious goal and a subconscious or an unconscious goal. All right.
Yeah.
So the conscious goal is always to attain the value creation journey for which the organization has undertaken itself, right? So there is a value creation journey, which is the, Ramesh, the purpose for which you are existing.
Right.
On the other hand, the unspoken expectation or the unspoken purpose of the organization is to fulfill the first purpose of creating value in an enabling environment which creates happiness and generates flourish. Now, everyone, and suddenly over the last 4 or 5 years, we are talking about happiness being the purpose, but generally happiness is the purpose because you want to fulfill the prime purpose of creating value in an enabling environment. And if that enabling environment does not generate happiness or does not generate flourish, then the dependent variable, which is independent, stops supporting the purpose of value creation. And that's a very, very simple thing. To be able to do, therefore, to create that enabling environment of happiness and flourish, what do organizations need? Organizations need 4 things. Number 1, clarity of directions and a strategy to fulfill its value creation. Number 1. Number 2 is an integrated capability. Everyone may have a vision of creating value, but most organizations might not have the capability, or in adverse situations, the capability required may be far more different than what it was required in the previous situation. So right. Number 1 is clarity and directions and strategy. Number 2 is integrated capability. The third and the fourth are most critical. Efficient execution, and fourth is esoteric leadership. So unless and until these 4 elements are existing, organizations cannot create value. And particularly in times like what we are facing, because of adversity, the capability and the esoteric leadership does not cope with the new challenges that are required, and as a consequence of which organizations tend to fail. All right. Now, let me explain the difference between when we are talking about efficiency, when we are talking about esoteric leadership. Let me explain 2 very, very simple concepts which each one of us in whichever walk of life we are operating in, we experience. One is called efficiency and the other is called effectiveness. We need to understand as leaders the differentiation between efficiency and effectiveness. All right. So every organization over a period of time invests resources, systems, technology, and processes. There are RSTPs of an organization. To succeed, you have resources, you have systems, you have technology, and you have processes. Now, when you invest that and you want to utilize that to create value, you put in systems and processes to be able to do that. Now, it is a pure mathematical game, all right? It's a game of mathematics. If your car gives you 50 kilometers an hour and you put in 50 liters of fuel inside, your chances are that you will go without any leakages 2,500 kilometers without any problem. Capacity 50 kilometers a liter, and you put in 50 liters of fuel inside. Now, 50 therefore becomes the level of efficiency that if everything else runs at an efficient level, your systems, processes, and resources should give you an X amount of result. That is about efficiency. And this, one of the greatest blunders, Ramesh, I have seen is that most organizations and most people tend to believe they make a huge confusion between manager and a leader. Unfortunately, literature has also supported everything wrong being done is shown as that of a managerial role. Everything right that is being done is shown as the role of a leadership. Everything black is manager, everything white is leadership, and which is such a foolish kind of distinction that most people create. every role and every job performed in an organization has got both the managerial responsibilities and the leadership responsibilities. You can have no job, including the job of a CEO, which will be devoid of managerial responsibilities and only be filled with leadership responsibilities. Therefore, when you're working with your resources, systems, technology, and processes to give the outcome of what the system is otherwise capable of doing is called efficiency. You are efficiently deriving the results to create the value. And that is what the role of an effective manager is. All right. A good manager is supposed to ensure without leakage creation of that. Now, then comes the role of leadership, where because 2,500 kilometers or the maximum optimum result of your efficiencies have ended, effective leaders through their esoteric leadership styles can create an output from people much higher than what efficiency is all about, or much higher than what the physical resources, systems, technology, and processes could create. Right. Over and above that. And that is why the value of esoteric leadership or effective leadership comes in, that they are able to create results, they are able to create value much higher than the optimum, that its optimum utilization of RSTCs can create. All right. So that is the difference between efficiency and effectiveness. And an organization to successfully create value, happiness, and flourish needs both efficiency, which its management style will create, and effectiveness, which its leadership creates.